there's been a lot of policy thinking, a lot of economic thinking to date. And a lot of the next level of thinking is, what does this mean to consumers? What does this mean to businesses? And what does this mean to the economy? And the common theme we're seeing with the work we're doing with central banks is the only way to answer those questions is to practically test it with your local domestic and commercial banks to understand what does this mean. So from our perspective, I mean, we're an infrastructure provider. We create the issuance of CBDCs and the interoperability of CBDCs with payment systems. And the common themes are around, why a digital pound, why a digital euro, why a digital dollar. And it's an evolution of money, and cash is always going to be there, as Tom was just saying, but having a digital form of cash, a new form of smart money, can really unlock a lot of benefits to consumers and businesses, because we're right now relying on a traditional architecture of push and pull payments, and having logic built in by having the ability to program money to do innovative things is going to really transform how GDP can grow, how businesses can reduce workflows, and how consumers can spend a new form of money. So we're right at the beginning of that thinking, but the next step is to practically test it with your local domestic banks.
Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Thank y'all so much for tapping back in to see what I have to say. And with that being said, what are we talking about? We're talking about Quant Network in this one, okay, you guys, and a company called Nexi. Now, we talked about SIA in the one yesterday, which is a large swath of their European diaspora as far as banking, corporates, and payment infrastructure. Well, Nexi is the other part of that huge European footstamp of banking, payments, infrastructure for corporates like you guys. Understand Quant Network's ecosystem. This is truly incredible information to even know about Quant Network, okay? But then to also know the infrastructure that they have now cemented themselves as infrastructure to is incredible, you guys. It truly, truly is. But before we get too deep into this thing, I want to thank all of y'all for liking. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. Y'all rock. My community rocks. I appreciate y'all. I really do. But tapping into Nexi, okay, you guys, they have, I want to say it's like a $3.1 or $2 billion in revenue last year. We're talking about a major player who's done multiple acquisitions in multiple countries in their European diaspora. Understand what SEPA is, okay? So we'll catch my video tomorrow where I'm doing a deeper dive into what SEPA is, so you really understand why SIA and why Nexi Group and Quant Network's infrastructure is so important, you guys. We're gonna hop into this very first video. Come from our boy Maximus Crypto. We are going over Nexi. We're just going over some fundamentals and some of these incredible acquisitions that they've already done across that swath of the world. And I will be right back.
Breaking. Nexi Group partners with Overledger Online, a technology manufacturer holding a significant share of the Italian cash register market. As Nexi's digital payment solutions will enrich Overledger's cash systems and accelerate the spread of electronic payments. Comes straight from Reuters. As Italy's Nexi signs a digital payments deal with EIM's Overledger. This was back on December 27th, just a few days ago, right? Straight from Milan, Italy. Nexi and Telecom, Italy's Overledger have teamed up to provide advanced electronic payment solutions to businesses, the company said on Tuesday. Under the accord, Nexi's payment systems will be built into Overledger's cash registers, they said in a joint statement, with the companies also planning to develop and sell integrated tax and payment solutions for retailers. Now, why does this matter? It matters because the Quant connection states Nexi was already processing, listen to this, 76% of Italy's in-store mobile transactions. That's nothing to bat an eye at. And this partnership further solidifies their nationwide dominance. These transactions will ultimately use Quant as assets, Quant as assets, and currencies migrate to digital systems and require what? Interoperability. How do we know that? Well, posted back on the 23rd, for instance, shout out to Greg Lunt with the killer coverage, pointed out that the European Union's #1 paytech, which was Nexi Group, processed 76% of in-store mobile transactions for all of Italy in the first half of 2022. Yeah, jaw-dropping moment. Over time, Quant is positioned to capture this transaction volume as Nexi's distributed ledger technology interoperability provider. Back on October 18th, 2022, it was reported that Nexi recorded a 185% increase in store smartphone transactions in Italy. On top of that, in the first half of 2022, the Paytech processed 76%, like we mentioned, all in-store mobile transactions in Italy just a few days ago. There's no reason to anticipate Nexi's growth slowing down anytime soon. This is one of the main key takeaways I want you guys to see. The company's onslaught of European payment systems in 2022 was nothing short of legendary. Did you know that in the past 6 months, Nexi Group has partnered with and acquired or launched major point-of-sale systems in Italy, Germany, Denmark, Ireland, Croatia, and even Greece, a truly dominant force in the European Union Paytech. No wonder Microsoft and ECB have jumped on board. Guess what? Like we mentioned before, Nexi uses Quant. And those are some big players that are part of this. You see the particular articles. Nexi, the Italian payments giant, buys Germany's Orderbird for 140 to 150 million to expand SMB strategy. This happened back on May 12th of 2022. By the way, that's my birthday. You see the particular articles. You see the particular pictures. Nexi to buy PBZ's card merchant acquiring business in Croatia for 180 million euros. That happened back in what? June 17th. Like I mentioned, it's a truly dominant force in EU Paytech. Really, really impressive. There's a little bit more in regards to this. RatePay, part of Nexi Group, enters payment partnership with PayPal. I use PayPal all the time. This happened back in March. You draw an outline, for instance, of why this is so significant. Again, that mass adoption.
Okay, you guys, you just saw all of those amazing acquisitions. You saw the network and infrastructure that company supports globally. Like, this is no joke. Quant Network's ecosystem is insane. Okay, now the video I brought you yesterday, which was SIA, and today's video, Nexi, they are actually under one umbrella now. Nexi actually did an acquisition and bought SIA, so they're now known as SIA Nexi Group, okay? But I tackled them individually because they both have expansive ecosystems of their own, okay? So, but we're gonna dive even deeper into Nexi and a few other developments. Come from my boy Maximus Crypto, and I will be right back.
In short, Euro payments are increasingly bypassing SWIFT. And if anything, this was from a while ago, but again, SIAnet, okay? And again, I was taken basically 2024. Now watch this. Removing the single point of failure. European Central Bank is at the vanguard of this group. Prior to 2023, European Central Bank was in the same bucket as Canada, relying entirely on SwiftNet to settle domestic transactions. If you think about it, are they going to look at Quant Network with QuantNet to get a better job done when it comes to their digital euro? Well, yeah, because Quant Network is literally building the digital euro along with Ripple and Hedera as shown in documents and our deep dives with all receipts provided. With its upgraded T2 system, Europe doesn't go quite as far as the Fed's model, which is to build its own bespoke messaging network. Rather, European banks now have the option of either sending a message to T2 using SwiftNet, or they can use, boom, boil it, mash it, stick it in a stew, SIAnet. And again, we established the whole thing of SIAnet and Quant, a competing network owned by Nexi, publicly traded corporation. SIAnet stands for Società Interbancaria per Informazione. I not pronounce it right. A network that originally connected Italian banks, but now has gone pan-European. My goodness, look more into this for yourself. What a find from John Paul Koenig. All right. Nexi, which is Quant's Overledger's white labeled basically through SIA. Notice how we just cited SIA. Merger with Nexi for SIA Chain / SIAnet.
Now, you can't tell me that Nexi is not a very impressive company with the infrastructure that it has built out globally, okay? But we have the head of banking have an interview coming from EBA Day. And think about this. Who was there doing EBA Day? Quant Network. Gilbert V was there. He sat on several panels. Truly understand and see that infrastructure layer has been cemented for quite some time, you guys, and we're just now starting to see more and more public actions of all of the private facing decisions that have already been decided, you guys. So here we go. We're going to hop into this interview and I will be right back.
TV studio away from the very busy event behind us is Andrea Pennacchia, Head of Banking and PA Solutions for Nexi Group.
Yes, the market is changing quite rapidly. We can see anyway, even speaking here in EBA, there are some key drivers of this change. First of all, technological change, of course. But I will say especially customer expectation. Customer expectation towards a more and more seamless experience in their payment processes. And finally, of course, new rules, like instant payment rules, for example, on PSD evolution. And all these key factors drive towards real-time processing in payments. This is a big change. I have to say that instant payment, for example, is probably one of the most disruptive changes in recent years in our payment arena.
Now I'm interested also for you to bring us up to date with SEPA. Where are we with that? And also, how is your payments hub benefiting the customer?
Yes, it's important to say that the increase in volumes, the increase in adoption is reality now. It's reality. We can say that we are experiencing on our clients, for example, an increase of 80% year on year of the number and volumes of instant payments. So it's reality now. And we think that this increase will continue because, as I said before, there is a roadmap, and so there are some important events that will come, like the verification of pay mandates, the outgoing mandates that we will have at the end of this year. But think even about the adoption of non-Euro countries and payment institutions that is expected in 2027. So it's a long process, but we can see that the trend in increase of volumes adoption will continue definitely. As Nexi, we are a specialist in all kinds of payments. We are a European leader from this point of view, and we are global because we have a scale that enables low cost and access to very specialized teams. But at the same time, we are very entrenched in local markets. This is important because we know that payments are still fragmented. So with our bank payment hub, the Nexi Bank Payment Hub, we stand next to our clients, side by side to them, helping them to face with this change in the market. And the Bank Payment Hub is very flexible. This is important to optimize the investment that banks did. So is able to manage all the payment rails from SEPA to cross-border and throughout the entire process of payment, from the order management to the processing connected with the core system of the bank and to the gateway. So it's important even to say, and I think this is very unique for our proposition, is that we are able to provide this kind of systems with a software as a service approach. The software as a service approach, especially for Tier 2 and Tier 3 banks, is very valuable because give access to lower cost, specialized skills, embedded compliance and security. So we are very proud to be in the market. We want to contribute as much as possible to the evolution of the market. At the same time, we work a lot and we want to work next to our clients and next to the community to give the best solution to face with the changes that we see are regarding our payment market now.
Now you guys saw how he talked about SEPA, how he talked about instant payments, how he talked about the software as a service. Listen to those keywords, Overledger.
Overledger platform from Quant establishes a new benchmark for blockchain interoperability and ease of use. As a low-code enterprise-grade platform, Overledger empowers you to deploy, connect, and develop on any blockchain quickly and simply. With Overledger, you can generate an interoperable digital asset with just a few clicks, create secure smart contracts that can execute on any blockchain without having to hire a team of experts, And you can use its advanced APIs to integrate with your systems and manage your assets on multiple chains. We believe that the blockchain economy should be simple, trusted, and future-proof. These are our principles and the genesis of Overledger Platform, the enterprise standard for building on blockchain.
Follow me on this, okay, you guys? Follow me. I'm always going somewhere. These things are important. These partnerships that Quant Network have cultivated globally are important because these partnerships are now being built out with real live public use cases, you guys. And there's only a short window of time before these real live public use cases go from being deployed to being heavy utility in motion, and the QNT token and smart contracts and license locked up and whatever else is gonna come along with the utilization of Overledger and Quant Network's suite of products that's built on top of it, you guys. Truly see that Quant Network is so much more than crypto. They are literally that door to usher into Internet 3.0, the fourth industrial revolution, that thing that will allow money to be trusted and moved at the speed of light. I really appreciate all of you for tuning in. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. If you made it all the way through this entire video, type in Nexi Group, because the infrastructure that Nexi Group has via their own suite of products and companies that they support, but also pulling in SIA up under that umbrella as well, and all of the banks and corporates and enterprises that they support as well, and Quant Network's Overledger being the thing that underpins it all. That's incredible, you guys. It truly is. And know that they are truly building out SIPA to be a reality. And if you don't know what that is, catch my video tomorrow, because I'm going over Quant Network and SIPA, okay, you guys? But if you made it all the way through this entire video, type in Nexi Group. I appreciate you. I really do. Till the next time. Y'all already know. Peace out.